Hi there, my friends. Here I am with my inner being to talk to you and your inner being. Today I would like to share with you what I learned from Dr. Tom Campbell from going to his spiritual retreat. I call the spiritual retreat because that's how it felt for me, but actually they called it Come Together. It was something really informal, was not anything like formal at all. It was more like a gathering, and that's why it was so special and we felt so free there. So today is part 2 of a series of videos that I started last week with part 1, because the event I joined with Dr. Tom Campbell was a 3-day event, and I would like to share my notes, my insights, and everything that I made notes in day 1, 2, and 3. And today I would like to share my notes from day 2. Okay, let's go. Huntsville, Alabama, October 2023. It was last year. He started saying, "We live in a virtual reality." That's so simple, but so complex and so hard to understand, because we are so, materialists. We think we are the body. Sometimes we think we are the mind, but actually it's hard not to be so materialistic when this virtual reality is so well made that makes us really think it's solid real. But if we don't understand that we are consciousness, our true self is consciousness, it's going to be really hard for us to create a reality, from a viewpoint of co-creators that we are. Life is not happening to us. Life is happening for us to learn, for us to grow, for us to awaken our consciousness. And the only way to do that is understand that we are not our body, we are not our mind, we are consciousness, live in a virtual reality, in a simulation. Okay, the reality is virtual, created by consciousness. Everything is consciousness. The problem is that the low quality of consciousness of each individual in our society. So he's explaining that is the quality of our consciousness, or how unconscious you are, or how conscious you are. So unconsciousness creates what we think we call bad habits, bad behaviors. It's because the person is unconscious, is not awakened yet. And that's the problem with our society. Every individuated unity of consciousness, that's how Dr. Tom Campbell called our soul, individuated unity of consciousness. We are petitioned from source energy, a small part of God. Spark. I like it because it's like a spark of divine spark from God, from the source energy. Dr. Tom Campbell don't use those religious terms, but I do, because I came from Christianity, and so it's really nice to know that even using different terms, it makes a lot of sense. Now there is a scientist that had studied that and is bringing to us a more scientific view of point of something that we thought only religion knew how to explain. And actually religion doesn't know precisely how to explain, but it's nice to know that there is some greater power, some higher source, infinite intelligence organizing everything. The best thing you can do is to better the quality of your own consciousness. So enlightenment is not about, you know, having paranormal experiences, or if you can co-create so many nice stuff. It is how you increase the quality of your consciousness, how conscious you are, how you go from total unconsciousness to a fully awakened consciousness. And the more you awaken your consciousness, the better the quality of your consciousness become, and the better the quality of your life as well. Change us first, and then our government and corporation will change. Here is when someone made him a question. Someone questioned about the bad government around the world, the bad corporations that only want money in despite of environment and this kind of thing. And then he said the problem is every individuated unit of consciousness that needs to improve the quality of the consciousness and be more awakened to make better decisions, and then our government is going to be the reflex of the quality of the society. Every individuated unit of consciousness, the more conscious you are, the more the society will be better, with more people that are less unconscious and more conscious. So I wrote here some insights about enlightenment. Become aware. That's what I call the formula for enlightenment that I could catch from him. He didn't use this word enlightenment, but I understood this way. That's how I felt, and that's the way. It's like his formula to awaken your consciousness. Become aware and more sensitive to catch yourself when your ego is in action. Then you decide to change. It is a process, and it takes time and requires focus and effort in that direction. So first step is be more aware, be more present, be more conscious. During your daily life, for example, when you are among your relatives, your work, in your work, or driving, you know, regular stuff that we do. That's the secret. Be more aware, become aware when you drive, when you're talking to people, when you are relating to people, when you are working in your workplace, when you are talking to a friend. Just be more aware. Because that's when you are aware, you are there to catch your ego in action. When you are unconscious, your ego takes control. That's what he explained. So ego is kind of like a program that runs our life. It's more like an autopilot. And when people are unconscious, someone needs to drive. And who drives your life? Your ego. Patterns that you maybe inherited from your parents, your family, society, and everything. It's not you, it's a program. It's like it's not you, it's artificial. So when you are aware, you are able to catch ego when it's taking control of you, and you decide, I don't want to be like that. That's not me. I choose not to do that. I choose not to think like that. I choose to look at the situation from a different perspective. Ego is not running my life anymore. But it's a process. It's not something that you do once or once a week. It's something that takes years and takes practice, and also it requires focus in that direction and some kind of effort as well. It's not like something that I do on weekends. I focus, but not every time, maybe once a month. It is something that really requires a certain amount of focus and effort. So it's an inner process that we need to do. I know, you guys, it sometimes kind of makes me a little bit tired of being so aware to catch my ego, but makes my life a lot better because I can, when I catch my ego in action, I get happy because it's another opportunity that I have to become more enlightened, to choose my love instead of fear. Because remember last video I explained to you, I shared with you that Dr. Tom Campbell says that ego is awareness in service of fear. So when your ego takes control, fear takes control of your life. And every time I am aware and I catch my ego in action, I decide I don't want to let fear rule my life. I want to let love to guide my life. So that's the formula for enlightenment. It's not about, techniques, tools. Tools are important, but tools will never be a substitute to this process of being aware during the day, to catch your ego in action. And your ego is not going to be in action when you are in a spiritual retreat, because ego knows that you are aware. Ego likes to take control when it notices that you are unconscious, you're not aware, and then it rules your life. So the most important thing is our relationship with your partner, husband, wife, your kids, your friends, who you are there. When you're talking, having conversations, when you are in your workplace, that's the best place to catch your ego in action, because it's mostly when you notice that your ego is in action. I don't like this job, or I don't like what my wife said to me, I don't like what my husband did to me, I don't like what my kids are doing, they don't respect me, and you feel offended and you take things impersonal, and that's the sign of ego running your life right now. So be aware when those moments happen, when you notice your emotions, that they take it personal, and then it's ego in action, and you just decide, no, I choose not to see things from this perspective. There is something good here for me. I might learn something from this situation. Only good things will come out of this. That's how I notice. When I notice my ego in action, I always try to do the opposite of what my ego wants me to do. Now, someone made him a question about success. Means that when you have a lot of money, or if you are poor and don't have money, when you know that your life is working out for you. So he said, it is not about you, it's about yourself. It's not about you, about yourself, but about the ideas and how this work can make a difference in the world. It's about a bigger idea. So he was saying that it's not about how much profit you make out of a business that you start. It is not about your personal success. It's about the legacy. When you die, what will you leave for the world? What will you leave behind? Ideas. He says that success is more like the legacy that you contribute to others, to society. Because so many people can be rich with money out of things that are not good for our society. Yeah, they can make a lot of money by harming other people, or harming the environment, or harming other people. And it doesn't mean those people are successful just because they are making a lot of money. That's what he said. Success is about the legacy, what you give back to society, how you make society better, how you leave the world behind when you leave here. this realm, this plane. Okay, so that's what he said. It's not about a person or your personal success. It's about the idea that you spread, the knowledge, or the how you improve other people's life. You can get okay. So now he started to answer some questions about getting younger, because he's so young. He's 80 years old. He's 80 years old, and he is very, energetic. His body dances and has, strength. And people asked him, and he said that one day when he was around his 60 something, he was going to stand from a chair that was seated in a chair, and he noticed that his knees started to hurt, and he was like, okay, my body might be getting old. So he decided his consciousness, and he wouldn't let that happen. He wouldn't just, give up and, okay, that's how things are. I'm 60 something and I'm getting old. That's how things work. No, he said that's a belief, social belief, and you don't need to just go with that. You can decide that your body will last longer and be more healthy. So how he does? He said that you need to change your attitude, and you need to move your body and setting an intention. So he shared with us some personal things that he does. He said every day he sits in a chair and he sets an intention to make all the cells of his body younger, and his body to be healthier and younger and strong. And he also eats better food. He never eats sugar, and also he eats very healthy food, and he exercises every week. He said he exercises 8 hours per week. So always exercising. So exercise, food, and intention. So it's kind of like a visualization. He mentalized his body, talking to his cells and making them younger. And he also said, don't limit yourself because people say you are old and you cannot do something because of your age. Don't believe body limitation according to age, just because people say, oh, you are old now, you cannot do that. In your age, you cannot do that. So he said, don't limit yourself because of that's other people's belief, doesn't need to be yours. He said also, exercise and take care. Make exercise and taking care of your body a priority. This is very important for you. So some people don't make exercise and taking care of their body a priority. They make like their job a priority. They don't care if their body is sick. They just work and work like the body is a machine that they don't let the body rest. They don't make taking care of the body a priority. So he said, you need to, if you want your body to last longer and be healthier, you need to make taking care of your body a priority, like he did. Okay? Now he's talking about beliefs. Belief is the enemy. He says that there is no such good belief. All belief is enemy, is not good for consciousness, creates boundaries for consciousness. Don't believe, just take the value from the message and don't be judgmental. So he says that you need to be more skeptical when it comes to belief. If you listen to a message, just you be open-minded, and don't judge. Just check what value this message brings to you, and that's enough. And if it's not your experience, it's not your truth. He even says, you don't have to believe in me. I don't want you to believe in me. I'm just pointing out and just telling you, go there and have your own experiences, and then it's going to be your truth. You don't have to believe in anything. Believing is not knowing. When you believe, you don't know, because belief has another polarity, which is doubt. Always doubt will be there somewhere in the background, waiting to show up. Those who are believers also, they have doubts. That's why they say they believe. So believing is not knowing. And he says that we need not to just believe, we need to be open, because when you believe in something, you limit yourself. If someone says something different from your belief, you're gonna set barriers, limits, and you're gonna say, no, that's not like that. You know, you will try, your ego will try to defend your belief against the other belief that is different from yours, and you might be more defending and attacking the other person with a different belief. That's why one of the reasons why he says that belief is not a good thing. You need to know. If you know, for example, just an example, you know that the sky, you look up at the sky and you say the sky is blue. At least it's looking like the sky is blue. And someone says, that's not real, the sky is not blue, the sky has no color, the sky is dark or something. You will not care, because you know. So you will not fight with the person because you know. But when it comes to believe in something, you cannot prove, because you only believe. It's not something that you know, it's something that you believe it's like that, but you cannot prove. Okay, so that's what he shares about belief. Free will. Oh, that was a hard subject for me, because some people say there is no such thing as free will. And what is free will according to Dr. Tom Campbell? What is free will? Free will is the freedom to choose between this or that among the options available. So it is important in Dr. Tom Campbell's theory about the free will, because one of the unities, one of the parts of the self is free will awareness unity, which is the smaller part of consciousness that's come and log into the avatar and forgets who they are, forgets about everything. And you need to be here involved in the game, in the virtual reality, and by not remembering who you are as consciousness, you need to make better decisions. So improve the quality of your consciousness will improve the quality of your decisions. And this is how consciousness learn, evolve, and lower its entropy and grows in direction of love, towards love, by making better choices. And the consciousness needs to be free to make the choices. And there is no such thing as bad choice or good choice, but there are consequences. For example, if you make what we call bad choices, it's because it brings us more hard times. But when we make better choices based not on fear but love, you will harvest better consequences from your choices. So that's what he calls free will. Means the ability, the capacity that LCS, larger consciousness systems, or source, gives to the smaller parts of itself to choose better according to consequences. So that's how happens the learning process of consciousness, by making choice and also having to deal with the consequences of every choice you make. And one thing that I thought was so wonderful, he said, you always have choice, always. You might not have a lot of choices among one situation, but you always have a choice. Oh, I have no choice. That's not true. You always have a choice. Even not making any choice, you are making a choice. So knowing that we always have a choice is amazing. We only need to choose from love or fear, and consequences of choosing from love, it's always better. But we also can learn from choices that we make out of fear, because the consequences will give us the opportunity to not do it again, to listen to our heart, to go towards love instead of fear, because we had the taste of what are the consequences by choosing out of fear, and it's not good. So it's not a pleasure for us. So consciousness learns by making choices, and we always, no matter what, we have a choice. Well, that was the second day. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you subscribe if you're not, so you can keep following us here and having more videos like that. In the next episode, I'm gonna read my notes from day 3 with Dr. Tom Campbell and share some of my thoughts and insights with this enlightened master. I really love him. Okay, bye bye. See you. A kiss from my inner being to yours.